Hi there, so today I'm going to be doing a review of the Max Factor Miracle Touch Liquid Illusion Foundation. Now, the reason why I wanted to do a review on this was because I don't really hear much about Max Factor at all. It used to be one of those brands that doesn't really get a lot of a mention, especially here on YouTube. My mum uses Max Factor. So Max Factor was the first foundation that I ever used just because my mum used it. It was when I was like 15, and we're talking it was a while ago now. I didn't really know that there were all these brands, and actually back in the day there wasn't really much choice in terms of foundations. So anyway, back to the point. I have this in the shade Creamy Ivory, which is, it is the lightest shade. I have worn this, I used to wear it like, how many years ago? Oh, this is depressing. About 12 years ago. I would wear this every day. However, I did wear it about a week ago, and at first I was kind of like, but then as the day went on, I kind of liked it more and more. So today, it's not a first impression per se. The purpose of this video is just to show you how it looks on the skin, and I'll just tell you about how it feels on the skin and then how it lasts over time. I'll just read out the description of the product. A lightweight solid to liquid formula. It creates a perfect base in one easy application. Basically, when I was reading a bit more of the blurb, it said it negates the, it didn't say negates, I'm just adding this word in. It negates the need for concealer and primer because it kind of does it all in one. The results are supposed to be a flawless, fresh and incredibly smooth complexion that glows with radiance. I assumed, because it's been so long since I wore it, when I wore it recently, I thought that this was going to be like a matte finish, but it's actually not. The majority of Max Factor foundations tend to be more of a matte finish, whereas this is a natural radiant finish. The thing about Max Factor as well is if you go into a stand in Boots, they've got like the one I go to anyway, they've got like a big board up above the makeup, and it'll, I think they've got about maybe about 7 or 8 different foundations, and it just has a brief description, and it'll tell you what the coverage is, and it'll also tell you what the finish is, and I think that's really helpful. So anyway, I'm going on a bit now, so I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to apply it, and I will show you how I apply it. It's a compact form, and it's a solid, and then just here in the lid, if I can open it, there we go, we've got a little sponge, which, as you can see, I have used it before, so it's a little bit dirty. Description, it advises to use the sponge provided to apply the foundation and to start in the centre of the face and to work your way out. Now, as you can see at the moment, I do have a rather kind of war-zone-y kind of chin situation going on because, I don't know, apparently my hormones are just going all over the place right now. So anyway, I'm not going to go on about that. I'm just going to get to the application. Let's go. So I did note last time with this was that I was kind of unsure as to how much product to put on. Obviously this sponge isn't wet like, you know, you would wet a beauty blender, so I was a bit unsure as to like how much product to put on. But yeah, I found that I was kind of going back into the pan a lot. Now, as you can see, it's just instantly covered up my blemishes there that I have on my chin, of which there are many. I'm just going to do one side of my face first, and then we can have a little look at that and see what we think. So I was just saying about the shades as well. There are 6 shades in total, which doesn't seem like a lot, and I appreciate that. But the shades do seem to be quite diverse, really. As I said, this is the lightest shade, and to me it doesn't look particularly light, considering it's called, I think it's Warm Ivory, or cream. No, it's Creamy Ivory. Creamy Ivory. So we'll just do one side. Now it applies so easily. There's just no problem whatsoever with the application. So your right hand side of my left hand side of my face is now covered in the product, and instantly I can see it has a slight bit of radiance to it. It feels really lightweight on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy, or it doesn't like feel mask-like or anything like that. It doesn't feel sticky at all. It feels like it's kind of absorbed pretty much instantly. So I'm going to go ahead and I will do the other side of my face. It goes on really nicely. Now let's see these little blemishes on my chin. Let's see how it covers. I'm just going to pat the product on. Now, it does say as well that you can build this product up, but today I'm just going to go with a light application because I never really like to have a lot of makeup on. I'm not really into the full application. I'm not really into like, what am I not into? What am I saying? I don't know. So, okay, so there we go. The foundation is feeling great on the skin. It absorbs absolutely, like, instantly, quicker than any other foundation I own. I don't know if that has something to do with the fact that it's a solid. I'm not quite sure, but it feels really, really nice on the skin. It is definitely more matte than the other foundations I use. My favourite two foundations are YSL Touche Eclait by YSL and Bourjois Healthy Mix. Both of these are kind of radiant and glowy. This is definitely a lot more matte than either of these two, but I like it. The application is just so straightforward and easy, and it just feels like I've got absolutely nothing on my skin whatsoever. It's also done a good job of covering the blemishes that I had on my chin. They're not completely gone. You can still see them, but I don't really mind, to be honest. I don't really mind. Whatever. I will come back and do an update later on and let you know how it's wearing on the skin. But from previous experience, I've actually liked the product more over time. So anyway, let's see. Oh, I didn't mention as well, this is $12.99. So for like a drugstore kind of foundation, it is on the kind of, I suppose, the pricier side of things. Although I suppose like most like L'Oreal, Revlon foundations are around like, you know, that kind of between £10 and £15 mark. So actually, it's 4.5 hours since I applied the Max Factor Miracle Touch foundation. In that time, I should say, I've been out shopping and I've been out in the rain and the wind, and believe me, it is not looking good here today. And I know Manchester is not known for its good weather, but it really is just one of those days where you just want to stay in and you want to just get cozy and you want to put candles on and incense and a good film. Get tested quite a bit today. It's feeling absolutely perfect on the skin. How's it looking? Let me have a little look. I think I put a bit too much of my bronze shimmer on today, but oh well, whatevs. So yeah, the foundation is looking really, really good. I seem to have a problem lately with foundation like gripping to like little dry patches around my nose, but this one doesn't seem to be doing that. It's definitely left me with a nice radiant, natural looking finish. It doesn't look heavy. It doesn't look matte. I also have another problem with some foundations where they just sink into my pores. I've got not massive pores, but I've got pores just around this area, and this one definitely hasn't settled into my pores, although it's not hidden them either. Okay, what else? The chin is still looking, the spots are masked, but obviously not 100%. You can still see these two little chaps there. It just, for me, it's feeling really good on the skin. It's one of those foundations where you kind of, you know, like say Estee Lauder Double Wear is so high coverage and you can feel it on your face. Whereas this one and Bourjois Healthy Mix, YSL, you just can't really feel them on your skin, so you kind of forget they're there. But yeah, I'm really, really liking this foundation. The only thing is, I don't know if I like it, like, even close to how much I love my YSL and my Healthy Mix. So I don't know in what kind of situation I would choose to use this over one of those two. But as a foundation, it's really good. It's affordable. It's definitely one that I think is quite... I'm going to bring him out instead of just... He's just sat there, so I'll bring him out. It definitely is quite... in my eyes, it's quite unique. It's just so easy to apply. It's not messy at all. I can imagine that after a few uses, though, this sponge is going to become... like not really usable anymore. Would then probably use my beauty blender with it. Yeah, I don't think this sponge will be lasting that much longer, and it obviously wouldn't be hygienic to carry on using it. I think the shade of this is absolutely fine. No problems with that whatsoever. But I would say, because I am really fair skinned, I think if you're very fair skinned, like very fair, I don't know, you may have a problem because this might be just a bit too warm, possibly. So yes. But yeah, I think she's very impressed. She's very impressed. But if I'll be back later with another update. If anything changes, or if my opinion on it changes, I will come back and do an update. But if I don't do another update, just because I'm losing light really fast. If you don't see me again, basically, if this is the last you see of me in this video, I still really like this foundation. I'd give it a good... probably 7.5 out of 10. So a thumbs up to that. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll be back soon. Bye.